I'm in the whip, I'm gonna rest, I never switch, ice in the wrist, car on the wrist.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's an Indian summer afternoon. Perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Come on, set. 60 yards. Greystone, travel. Kill. Yes. Kill. Turn up. Shoot.
On first down, Wilkinson. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Ready.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Hey, Charlie. Snap.
To throw on third down. Schultz. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Well, a pretty move couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it second and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
6-6, bullet high.
I'm here all day.
Five.
Check 6 guys.
Get it.
Second and 9 now. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Ready?
Mike's 49. I got one.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. Room here to run. Past the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Throughout the game, we're going to track so many different statistics, but one is becoming increasingly in vogue: explosive runs of 20 yards or more, and we just saw one right there to open this game.
Now we'll see how the other team responds, because when you get a play like that against you this early in the game, you got to feel like your back's against the wall a little bit.
Yeah, the pressure now increases on you because your first thought is we have to answer right now.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
At their own 25-yard line.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Devin Singletary. He played in this state at Florida Atlantic, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Allen going to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in this 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right?
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Bucs get the quick strike touchdown. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. A little juke. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. To the shotgun snap to Allen. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
First quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Our first update now comes from Atlanta. An early lead in that game for the Falcons. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Wilkinson. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. First down Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On second down now, Wilkinson. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Army. He's crashing.
On third down, Wilkinson. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early? You're trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
That's what I'm talking about.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback. But you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Here we go. Here we go.
Two jet bombers. Two jet bombers.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Check. No. Check that. We want Mike 52 right here.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From midfield, here's Allen. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 40.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Allen now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Allen's throw is complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 27-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run, Devontae Freeman. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the Bucs 30-yard line.
40. I got you, son. I got you.
Stop.
Baby, you gonna get this. You're all right.
Hey, Zoo.
45, Mike, 45. I got him. Hey, check Mike.
Alert.
Now Allen.
What you got, Abby?
2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that will be incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up. No balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
58 to Mike.
All day, baby. Now.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Bradley Pinion now, standing just outside his own goal line. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Allen now. 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Throwing now is Allen. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. He got 29 yards that time.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Allen now looks to throw. And this one caught by Beasley. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Half.
45. Mike, 45.
You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Hey, Haywood.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it.
Let's go, interception, baby, let's go.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Come on,
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
All day, baby, all day. Hey, Alpha.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Yep. Speed dribble.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again,
and again.
It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, that'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
52's the mic. Check 52's the mic.
Pick it up, pick it up.
On 3rd down, Allen. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Matchbox lights.
And 58 is the mic. Going 58's the mic.
Hey, exit. Hey.
58's the mic. 58. 58's the
mic.
Operating from the gun, Schultz. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Let's go.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Let's go.
5.
From the shotgun to give to Jones. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. We'll check on his status when we get back.
On the set.
58's Mike. Hey, here I come. Here I come.
Hey. High 7. Hit it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Schultz. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Gay's kick is good. And their lead will swell up to 28. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. That's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that
Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills get a bit closer. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown. And a big one us here as he's taken down. Ed Oliver in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
On the
Well,
ready.
they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
80 weapon. Set go.
They'll try the left side. Wilkinson. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
But it looks like they caught him off guard on 2nd and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite the grain, and that worked very well for them. Picked up really nice yardage, but they still have a lot of work to do on 3rd down.
Recon, 132 fighter. Shoot.
They'll keep it on the ground. Wilkinson. Nifty move. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Let's go now. 10-2 soft.
All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. Watch twist, watch twist, watch.
Greystone travel.
1st down, here's White. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, Delta. Hurry up now.
To throw on 2nd down. Schultz throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Down. 60 outlaw.
Check. 53's Mike. All day.
Hey, Echo. Deep rip.
From the gun, Schultz. It's complete to Grant. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 20-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Ready.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got
Head up.
From the red zone now, they look to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
They come up in an offset eye. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
From the 29, Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Allen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 34, the 20. There he goes left side. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. And oh, it's blocked. And now the Bills have it. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 30, 10, and he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points.
We're going to shut you down.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Bills take over 1st and 10.
Baby, let's go. Let's go.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Not here.
Now Allen to try again after the pick six. And he finds Beasley complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. A gain of 6 there on 1st. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Get your swerve on. Switch.
Allen going to give this one to Singletary. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Allen. And he completes it to the tight end, Knox. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
Hey, check Mike 45. Rip left.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Bills on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin White in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Here's Allen to throw it. And that's complete to Brown. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, you know, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down.
Throwing to start the drive. Schultz. Open man is Howard, the tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
Team 6. 58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Ready.
Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the screen.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Off the edge, Jerry Hughes gets the sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And the pressure gets to him again. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. White now to return. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
What we got? What we got? What we got? Hey, gun.
On 1st down, Allen. He finds his target, John Brown. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards that time and a Bills 1st down. Allen now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
6-6, pull it high. Come on, we got it.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Freeman. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo 1st.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's
Alert.
the mic.
What's that?
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. And John Brown's got it complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 12 yards that time and a Bills 1st down. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a pickup of 12. 2nd play in a row with a 12-yard gain. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To the air, Allen to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown.
Hey, Charlie.
Mike, 45. Man, I got you.
Now Allen. Being chased, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Vita Vea drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. And this is no good. Close but no cigar, just wide right. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Come on,
the Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. They were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We know these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. That's always puzzled me a little bit.
14 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Hey, zoom.
That one looks like he'll fall here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jerry Hughes picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Go. On, go.
Back to throw. Schultz. Got his man on the comebacker. It's Cummings. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Set, 30 base.
58, right there.
Here we go. Get it.
To throw on 3rd down. Schultz. This is White on the screen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. This quarterback now 13 of 15 passing. That's good for 87%. It's 1st and 10.
58.
Big river.
Off the play fake. Schultz. He'll let this go for the end zone. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation.
Interception, baby, all day.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Josh Jones. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Got it.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Hey, watch the slant.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, 20, 10. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
And now the Bills will bring the offense out onto the field and go for 2 here.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up. Middle, 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 middle.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Dancing, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. Well, an interesting finish to this one. They get in the end zone at the end of the game. Then they went for 2. It wouldn't have mattered. The game was over, but they didn't get that 2-point conversion.
I think trying to get